that's enough of that. Billy West! Oh my gosh. We're so excited to have legendary actor and all-around mensch delicious human Billy West. Thanks for coming on our show, babe. Billy.
Wow.
I love you so much. I know. I haven't seen you in a really long time.
I love you very, very much.
I love you very much. We've loved each other for a very long time.
I know, but do you have any real LOVE going on?
Yes, I have a hot boyfriend.
Really?
Do you want to meet him?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make him come say hi while we're doing this show. You are a musician. You were in a band, right? Tell us how you transitioned from the start of your musical career to getting into animation voiceover. Give us a little history of Billy.
When I was a little kid, I was like a freak. I used to run around threading out voices and noises, and everybody was always like, "Can you not do that?" And and I didn't know what to say. I was on the autism spectrum, which came out later on in my life, and I could never figure out why I could never open cereal boxes without ripping them to shreds, and why I couldn't buckle a seatbelt later on in life. I still struggle with a seatbelt, and I couldn't.
That's me. I do. Me too. That's so wild. I have all
really?
these problems. Yeah. I wonder.
Oh man. So and I couldn't tie my shoes correctly, so I used to make a fake knot so I could not lose face in school. But one kid caught me and said, "You tie cuckoo," and I couldn't tie a necktie either. That's still impossible for me. In other words, you could show me 10,000 times how to do something.
Hold on, here's hot boyfriend.
Oh, where is he?
With the sun.
He happens to be right. He happens to be right on hand. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm not bleeding from any holes, so it must be doing okay.
I mean, that's always a plus whenever I wake up.
There you go.
I don't really watch Futurama.
Billy, now's such a great time to tell everybody all your most favorite famous shows.
Let's see. I started with Ren and Stimpy, which was a cat and a dog. Hey, Ren, will you button me? You shut up, you fool! Yes, I can kill you. And then I did a little kid named Doug for Nickelodeon. And he's older now. He's 28 years older. So, dear Journal, today I blew up a courthouse. see him sitting in court, and Judge Roger Klotz, order in the court. All right. Ooh, look who it is. It's funny, you loser. I knew I was going to see you in here one day. You got guilty written all over your face. It's even spelled wrong. You're going to jail, funny. Oh, no.
Genius.
And then I did Futurama. But in between that, I did the first Space Jam movie. And I got the White with Michael Jordan, too dark, the closest thing to a religious figure that we have. And then I did Futurama, which was greetings from the year 3000. It still sucks. And young lady, bring me a sandwich from the dumpster. You need an autograph? I'm not Zoidberg. I'm scuttling. And Zap Brannigan was Kiff, inform the men. I made it with a woman. And what else is going on? I don't want to live on this planet anymore. It's all rickety, 147-year-old guy.
Is he genius?
So good.
And you're amazing, Billy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Legend. You're legend, Billy. You're legend.
Oh, I'm going to keep working till they tell me don't come in no more.
Of course you should.
Wow.
Yeah. I do miss you, and I miss seeing you on the road. I've been going to a lot of shows, but I haven't seen you.
I know. Well, we've got how many lined up for next year?
23 lined up for next year.
We have 23 already, so
wow.
I'm sure we'll see you because Hot Boyfriend comes too.
Are you going to another country, maybe?
I'd like to. There's a possibility of.
We're definitely doing Calgary.
Oh yeah, we'll be in Calgary, but there might be one in London, maybe.
Wales.
Somebody said we'd love to see you in Dubai. And I said, I'd love to go there, but I kind of don't like your human rights record with women too much.
I know. I went and they treated us really, really well.
Oh, of course.
But I totally understand. That makes sense.
But I'd be scared. You know me. I would accidentally break Sharia law and be led to the desert with a black velvet hood over my head. You are very good, Effendi. You are very good with the voices, but your mouth itself says the wrong things over here.
Billy, you're the first person to lop your own head off on the Ship It Show. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. For my next trick.
What about talk about your time on Stern, because that was like before you were doing animation, right?
Just before I had moved to New York from Boston. I was doing radio in Boston, and I was a musician, and then they took away my spandex license in 1978. and so I got into radio, and I tried stand-up comedy for a little while, and some nights it would be beautiful. No one told me you had to have an act. Some nights it would be great. Next night I'd go to hell in a twisted metal fireball. But it just taught me a lot of stuff. But and I opened up for different people back then. At that time, that's how I got to know Gilbert Gottfried. I opened up for him. I opened up for Dana Carvey. I opened up for George Carlin.
Wow.
Once. And I made him laugh. He heard me doing stuff on the stage, and and he came backstage and he said, he told me a joke, and I said to him, "That yours? Can I have it?" You never say that. Every cheesy comedian waits for somebody to say something funny, and then they go, "Is that yours? Can I use it?" So he cracked up laughing. He said, "Why aren't you doing stand-up comedy all the time?" I said, I'm in radio, and I don't know what I'm doing. And he said, "Well, you got the chops." And he gave me his phone number, but I never followed up on it. But then, cut to the future, I moved to New York, and I went to work at our sister station. And that was the Stern station. And Howard knew who I was, and I knew, of course, who he was, because he was ripping it up at the time. That we were only doing 3 radio stations, and he hadn't made his initial his peak of his hoopla yet. And so we used to write a lot of stuff, and I just found it was the toughest room in the world, but I managed to have fun there. Hey, Robin, I just farted.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he thinks everything, Robin. She thinks everything he says is funny, and it ain't.
Crazy. Is that how you got recognized to do voiceover from the Stern Show?
No, I auditioned. I satellited around that show. I always had my own little thing going on, and they couldn't figure out what was going on with me. But I was auditioning for everything when I lived in New York. Honestly, I really did. And then Nicktoons was going to do their cartoon block, and I auditioned for, oh God, I didn't audition for Rugrats. That was a separate entity from the people that I had been talking to. But that's how I got to work for Jerry Laybourne and Vanessa Coffey.
But Ren and Stimpy was one of the first, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong,
it was
Nickelodeon cartoons.
The best.
It was. It was pretty crazy, and I used to blow my voice out all the time. I was married back then, and I'd come home and I'd go, I sounded like Alec Baldwin. I was just kind of like, Violet, I'm not going to be able to do this, Violet. Honest to God, I'm not going to be able to do this. And and so I found a way to scream and yell, and now I'm doing it again, just like 31 years ago.
Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah, we're doing it again. I'm working with Vanessa Coffey again.
Wow.
Yeah, so I go in there and I scream and yell. 70-year-old man. They better keep a paramedic in the lobby. You know what I mean? They really better keep a, you don't know. You never know. I don't broke out at work,
You're healthy, dude. You look healthy and happy.
You look great. I can't even.
Well, I've been a vegan for like 30 years. So.
Yes.
That helps. That, honest to God.
It does a lot.
Yeah.
know what it does for you.
Mhm.
You know, I got the body of a 16-year-old in the trunk of my car.
I love that. When does that come out?
Which?
The new Ren and Stimpy show.
Oh, it's we're recording it now.
Wow.
And we're also recording Futurama too.
I know, that's exciting. Maybe they'll bring me back.
I will make sure to lob that in. Because I just want to see you. I miss you.
I know. Such a good time.
I just remember when we started out, well, when you were just a young chippy from Toronto.
Yeah.
But
and then what was our first thing?
But you were sweet. You were so sweet, and you were alert, and ready to play, and it was just so funny watching you. And I remember whispering in your ear, I said, just remember that I told you this. I said, you're going to be a big fucking deal. And I was right. You had a light around you.
Aww.
You had a light around you. Any imbecile could have seen that.
Aww.
You know?
Really? What was the first thing we did together? Was it Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
We did the real Ghostbusters or something like that. And then we did Detention.
And we did what?
Detention,
right.
Yeah, and you played like a little goth girl who owned a pig, and I was the pig.
Right, and Ghostbusters was so fun because we taped at night.
Yes, we did.
Because Marsden and Alfonso Ribeiro were on a sitcom at the time.
Oh yeah, they were little stars at the time.
Yeah, so can you hear? Yeah. So the only way they did full records was at night.
But I loved those guys. I loved both of those guys. I loved Jason and I loved Reno, and you know.
Yeah, that was like
I love all my, and if I haven't had a chance to tell you this, because I do think about you a lot, especially when I'm at the conventions. I see Gray occasionally and that, and I'm making it a point to tell everybody that means anything to me. Well, you, Tara, that I love you and you're important to me. You've always been important to me. So.
Thanks, Billy. I love you too. So nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too. What else you want to know?
I want to know.
You want to come over to my house and play with my tits?
I was actually waiting for that.
Yeah,
that's why I came on.
I think Hot Boyfriend wants to do that. I'll let him do
it. You're all busy with your own. No, I gained some weight over the pandemic, and I can't get rid of it. So I'm going to have to do some jumping jacks or something. Oh, and I wrote a book while we were off. We were off for 2 years, and I was recording some stuff out of the house, commercials and. But I sat and I said, I'm not going to sit here and do nothing. We couldn't even go to the grocery store. Remember when you had to bring the groceries home and you had to wash everything with alcohol and all that crap? So I remember spending most of my time sitting, and I wrote an autobiography.
Good for you.
Yeah, but nobody wants to read about how great your life is going or how wonderful it is. I told the honest truth about my upbringing, and it's like it would scare the raccoons out of the woods,
Yeah.
But it gets to a good place. I mean, the spoiler is that so far so good. There's been a happy ending, but my father just thought I was stupid, and he was psychotic, and he was a drunk, and he used to bang on me every day like a hammer and a nail, and that's how I grew up. And it's a miracle. I mean, I had problems with alcohol and drugs. I don't know. You and I used to talk occasionally, and I told you when I was in when I was about 18 or 19, I was in bands and I started drinking really heavily, but I could take it, like I was a young Irish dynamiter who would drink and drink and drink and just, be able to function. And then I got into drugs later on, and I went just crashing, spiraling downward in the '80s, I went to rehab in Massachusetts, and it was the place they sent everybody at the time. Rick James was in there, and Steven Tyler. They always had the butterfly nets out for him, and I knew those guys. I was friends with Aerosmith coming up. I used to play the same gigs they had for a while. They had the same booking agent, and the guy called me up, and he goes, he used to call me the Jeff Beck of Roslindale, Massachusetts. He used to go, "Is this the Jeff Beck of Roslindale?" I go, "Yeah, hi Frank, what's up?" And he said, "I want you to see this new band that I'm booking. They're playing out in Revere. They're playing at a rock and roll club called Scarborough Fair in Revere." So I went out, and I was with my bass player, and I was just like sitting there, and these guys were banging into each other on stage, and they were out of tune. And I looked at my bass player and I said, "These fucking guys are never gonna make it. Besides, what kind of a name is Aerosmith?" But then we did get to know them, and I haven't seen Steven in years, but I remember he used to hang with him all the time.
That's so fascinating. You've had such a brilliant life. I can't wait to get your book. What's it called?
Oh, tentatively, it's like Voices from Life, Voices from Cartoons.
Okay. It's not out yet?
Not yet. No, I'm gonna get some illustrations, and I'm gonna get some photos together. And
Okay.
That's cool.
I'll have to reshoot my photos with you. I have a bunch of photos of us.
Yeah. From
at jobs
Ghostbusters?
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I have some too. Really cute. That's really brave of you to share your stuff from your childhood, and I'm sure it'll help a lot of people. So when it comes out, we'll definitely promote it. It'll be on your social, right? You'll post
I
about
want
it.
I want I want it to be helpful to the autistic kids, or anybody that was physically abused or treated cruelly as children, or sexually abused. There's 2 of those incidents in the book happened before I was 10 years old. So I had the worst things that could happen to anybody in the first 10 years of my life. And it didn't get much better after that. So there's a lot to read about,
Amazing.
But you've brought so much joy to the world.
Yeah, you're such
Oh, thank you, Greg. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
You're a real triumph.
Thank you. I forgot to mention, Tara, that I played with Brian Wilson, who was one of my idols.
Wow. How'd that happen?
There's a guy named Andy Paley who produced Brian Wilson's first solo record, and he asked me, he said, "Brian's playing down in Santa Monica tonight. You want to play?" And it was like, well, yeah. I mean, I knew the whole catalog inside and out, and I knew all the vocal parts and everything, and played with him. And then we did like 6 gigs together. And this guy was one of my true idols. I mean, the guy that wrote Good Vibrations, the guy that wrote,
of course,
Heroes and Villains. And I mean, it just was like a mind blower. And he mentioned me in his book too. I was Tara, I guess that's why they built this place. So that stuff like that can happen. You're sitting in a room with your idols. I remember when I first came to town and I was meeting different people, like in New York and stuff, guys that I sat in front of the TV set as a child and listened to. And you find yourself sitting with them and going, "I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe it with you guys. And you, and just so wonderful," and blah, blah, blah. And one of them said to me, "Well, where you been? We've been saving a seat for you."
Aww.
And I say that to every prospective voiceover person that says, I do some voices, and I was wondering if you had any advice and all that. And I said, just be passionate and stay excitable about the craft. The craft, it's never full. It always needs new interpreters. Besides, we're going to have to fight against AI soon.
Yeah, probably.
Have you heard your voice come through AI yet?
Yeah, I have.
I heard mine. It sounds like I had a mouthful of Brillo.
One thing someone sent me, they really used my voice, like it sounds exactly like me, to do something. I don't know. And then I was approached to do one like for an AI project, and they wanted me to record like a bunch of lines. I think they approached you too, right, Greg? And
Yeah.
I was like, so theoretically, someone could make me say something pretty terrible, right?
That's
And they're
right.
like, well, we have fail safes. I'm like, but someone can
No,
work their way around that, right? And they're like,
of
well,
course.
yeah. And I said, and also, like, I just feel like, why would I contribute to the death of actors? Like, I don't know.
That's
It's just like,
that's like giving somebody your DNA
yeah,
and them saying, we're not going to replace any humans, we're
right.
just working on some stuff.
I think it's a valid fear. I think with the newest AI stuff, being able to make up full stories and write essays and create images of humans, it's like it's it's close to, I think it's possible to not need actors, even though I could say all I want. We need us, of course.
Yes.
I don't know. It's
I'm
possible.
actually an AI Greg talking to you already.
That's what I thought.
That makes sense because you actually showed up on time. I don't think regular Greg would be here
Regular
on
It's
Greg.
that new technology works very good.
Billy, you've got
I know
such
what
a
you're
great
saying.
story. I really love hearing your story. And I remember reading something about you saying that doing impressions helped you survive much of the abuse because it was like a survival
Well,
mechanism for you to make people laugh
it
and
was
do impressions. And
it gave you, it, it made people stop
yeah,
and go, what the fuck?
yeah.
Like, except for my own friends. I don't know how your friends were, but when I used to go home, I would work on something and I'd think something was so cool and I couldn't wait to show these guys. And I would do something and they just sit there and looking at me like, yeah, and then what? And I wish the older today me could have gone back to the 9-year-old me and said, do you know why these fuckers act like this? Because you just did magic in front of them and they don't know what the fuck to do. And so I said, geez, I would have hate me too. I would have told my older self that. I'd hate me too.
No, I don't think so. I think magicians recognize other magicians. I think you were just
Well,
performing for muggles.
that's why I'm friends with Penn Jillette. It just kind of happened that way. Penn and Teller. Yeah, he'd love you and you'd love him.
Aw,
Just funny, talented people.
yeah.
You just kind of find each other.
That's true. We all speak the same language, and like you said about being starstruck or being excited to play with one of your idols, I get like that all the time. I just freaked out at a con last month because I met Paige O'Hara, who voiced Belle, and I
Oh,
loved that movie, and I actually had like 5 callbacks for the Toronto Broadway production for Beauty and the Beast, and I sang with The Little Mermaid. I was the daughter in the sequel to The Little Mermaid, but I'd never met Belle. And we were behind the scenes at a con getting to our next location. And she said to me, oh, it's like beautiful with the fans, but sometimes you just get so tired at the end of the day. And I said, oh, what do people love you for? And she said, I'm Belle. And I just burst into tears. I was like, oh
oh,
my God, there's actually video of it on my YouTube channel. But
oh.
we do this because it's in our blood, it's in our cells. We love it. And when we see other people that are successful and they love it and you've looked up to them or you've admired their work and you get to be with them, it's still really exciting. You
It's
still want to,
exciting.
yeah.
Something though is because of technology, everybody's everything now. Like there's a million YouTube, somebody in front of a mic, they make sure the big mic is like right in the picture so they can tell the world, hey, I'm broadcasting, and I'm sick of looking at them. They've been so fetishized now.
Yeah.
Everybody has one, and everybody is like, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. They're gonna make a YouTube movie called Hey Guys.
I feel like you could make a movie called Hey Guys, and it could be like a 45-minute documentary of you just saying Hey Guys in different voices.
That Hey Guys drives me nuts, but the thing
Hey
is
guys. Hey
uh,
guys. I'm just
um
here with my
this
new bag.
I'm like my dress got caught like on the edge of the door to my jet, and I'm really bummed out right now. I don't want to talk right now, so I'm gonna make another video later.
I know some of it's pretty ridiculous. Some of
I
it's
know.
quite
You know what it
wonderful.
is like everybody's everything. So I think that we still can remain special, not for the sake of being special, is that our talent comes directly from our soul. It doesn't come
Yeah.
from technology. And that's, you can always be proud of that, Tara. Like they can capture your voice, or there can be people that can be Da Vinci, like playing with an AI paint kit. But it just, I don't know. I have to get really zen about it, because you'll get an argument from everybody. It's like people were afraid of photography when it first came out, and I said, yeah, but here's what I think. Here's, this is so everybody can be happy. Go play with your AI. Go play. Go live from AI. you know, um, Anything that keeps people from shooting each other, I'm down for. Go have fun.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to stick with it, because like you said, we don't have a choice.
Right.
It chose us.
Yeah.
That's why we do it. It's not because we have new playthings to play with and it's like, oh, look at this.
Right. Right.
We have to. It chose you. It's like,
It chose us for sure. For
yeah.
sure. I mean, I knew when I was 4 or 5 years old that I wanted to be a singer, dancer, actress. Like, it was never what's the backup plan. That was the only plan that I could ever do. And,
I just remember you were all excited that I wouldn't eat the chicken at lunch at Screen Music when we were doing the Ghostbusters or something. They brought this big thing and I said, no, I don't eat that. And you're like, really? You don't eat meat?
Yeah,
No.
I knew also when I was like 4 or 5, my mom gave me, my mom was a Jewish caterer. It was very from Russia. It was like very meat heavy, and she put veal on my plate, and I'm like, "What's this?" And she said, "Baby cow." And I started to get really upset, and I knew very young I could not eat animals because I love them so much.
Yeah.
And the primary reason for me being vegan is I don't want to contribute to sadness, torture, fear. And I certainly don't want to consume it, because that is in your body and no animal wants to die. And I think things need to change and grow as the planet does. And now we know how to cultivate crops with regenerative farming. Now we know how to feed people without cruelty. Now we know how to get protein without murdering an animal that has feelings and friends. And so I get really upset when people like are mean to vegans, because vegans are just trying to protect animals.
Yeah.
And
Tell me something. Tell me something. You
like,
don't eat, you don't eat, you don't eat dead animals, huh? Well, guess what? You're going to be one someday.
right. And are you going to eat me? No, fuck off. Like,
Yes, I will.
the people getting
If I
the
get
people
hungry
getting
enough, I
mad at
will.
vegans are so absurd. It's like, oh, okay, like you don't
And I'm
like
not getting vaccinated either, so don't get no big ideas.
that's so crazy, so crazy. I, wow, Billy, I actually really loved those times together, and I loved doing Ghostbusters. We all became so close. It happens on shows. You become family with your cast, and you live life together, and you go through marriages and divorces and children and simchas and terrible things, and we really love each other. We've been in each
Yep.
other's lives a really long time. I mean, Ghostbusters
Yeah.
had to be in the late 90s, right? Was that in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the audience has spent most of their lives with us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, how many times do you go to a con and hear "Thank you for my childhood"?
Oh, I saw guys that came back they were fighter pilots flying missions over Afghanistan, and they were in full dress and came over to say hi. And they were just little boys when I started. And I thanked them for their service, but they said, yeah, we do Futurama routines like when we're doing drills and stuff. I can imagine these guys, it's like, shut up and take my money.
I love that. I hear that about My Little Pony too. A lot of these guys like will paint Pinkie Pie on their tanks to get them through really hard shit. What's your do you have a favorite con story you want to share?
A favorite con story? Yes. It touched me so much. I really, really like doing these shows. I remember I was like the first voice actor to ever do these shows when there was 3 cons.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't see the point. They didn't see any sense to having voice people. Why do we need that? They wanted like whatever it was they were into. And they found out that people really liked coming to see people that they listen to doing cartoons. So I really, really love it because there is no animosity. There's no negativity. Asperger's syndrome and, and excuse me, autistic kids on various levels of the spectrum, they're empaths.
Yeah.
You know, if you want trouble, you can go talk at an S&M convention or something. But this is different. These people are they're loving, and
The
yes,
So
the
sweet.
sweetest.
So sweet.
sure. So I love it. I totally love it.
Too. I do too.
But there was this one kid that came over, a little boy, and he wanted to talk to me about voices and cartoons and what he liked and what he listened to. And we had a little conversation. And I asked him about him. I asked, how his life is going and does he go to school and whatnot. And then he said, well, he looked worried. I got to go. So he took off. Well, turns out that there were some vending booths across the way from where I was sitting. And his mom was a vendor. And she came over and she said, I just wanted to thank you. My son was the little boy who was just here talking to you. And he came to me in tears. He couldn't believe that somebody asked him about his life and how it was going. And I found out that his dad beats him and stuff like that. Of course, this kid would see, something in me that I had in common with him.
Beautiful. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, I get misty about stuff like that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. It's so true, so much of the autistic community, wherever they fall on that spectrum, can be so misunderstood, mistreated, mean. And when we go to conventions and they come with us about how much they love us, all of us voice people, I've never seen any voiceover person go, next. We give so much more
Never.
to these people and like see them and love them and make them understand that they're special, they're meaningful. And then you see the appreciation from their parents who've had a hard time protecting their kids often from mean people and bullies, and like, thank you so much for being kind. It's like, wow, I'm so proud of them that they had the courage to come say hi. And I've got a million stories, I'm sure we all do. It's like the most, people say, oh, you like going to cons for the money. Like, the money's helpful. However, the reason to go is Hollywood in general doesn't give a shit about their voice actors. It's the
No.
fans that keep us in these positions much of the time.
Yeah,
It's the
boy,
fans,
you're so right.
right. It's the fans that look up who plays their favorite star. It's the fans that follow us on social, give us love, show up at these cons, and really tell us, your show saved my life. Your show got me out of depression, or
Oh
got me through
God,
my parents' divorce. And it's really meaningful. It's an exchange of light, energy, and it's really beautiful.
you've had people tell you that they bonded with their parent, that they were estranged
Right.
to their parents, and they found a common point, some common ground watching a show you did,
Right.
and then they started to talk. And
Yes.
I was in Ireland, and a kid told me that, said I couldn't speak with my dad. We just could not speak together. And I said, well, you came together over the cartoon and that, but give yourself a little credit. It's just you're a small version of him and he's a big version of you, and there ain't room for the two of you in that house. So that's why you got to start bonding over something.
I mean, what a beautiful thing to give people something just mostly so sweet and pure and fun.
Yes.
Non-judgmental. Cartoons don't care how old you are, the color of
No.
your skin, who you worship, who you love. It's just being a part of this world is really, really special. And I'm so glad that I got to work with you for so many years. I miss you too. I mean, we haven't been back in studio since COVID. Not
I
really.
miss you and I love you because, I just thought about it. I love you because you're pure, and your art, you totally, you're like Fred Astaire, it's like you don't even see it happening. And it's like this magic when you go to work. Yeah, you
too, Magic Boy. I mean, they call you Mel Blanc. They call you the next Mel Blanc a lot.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I put less emphasis on doing impressions in that. I mean, I liked the idea that I could do stuff that Mel Blanc did, but I'm thrilled to death if someone shows me a picture of a character and you nail it, or you slam dunk it, and the people, the producers, look at each other and they were going, "Oh my God, that's just what we wanted. Nothing better."
Right, right. What's your process when you first get an audition? I'm curious because everyone's different. Everyone's different. When you get an audition and they send you a drawing and they send you the sides and they give you a little description, what's Billy West's process?
I used to really, really worry about it to the point where I wanted to come back and redo it. And then somebody told me early on, don't do that shit because that makes you needy. You just do your thing. Sometimes there's someone sitting in that room that might be the coffee boy, you know, and the kid gets older and he becomes a producer and he remembers something that you did and calls upon you. I've had people just hire me. I said, "How did you know me? I don't remember auditioning." And he said, "No, I was at this job where I got you coffee and you wouldn't let me get it." I said, "I can do that." And he just always remembered that I was charitable.
Oh yeah, the kid that used to park our cars at Screen Music was one of the executive producers on the Thor movie.
Wow.
Yeah, it pays. It definitely pays to be kind wherever you go. I mean, that's definitely a rule.
Sure does.
Speaking of rules, our show is about shipping and relationships. So I'm curious about some of the weirdest shit you've seen online depicting sex or love between some of your animated characters. Is there anything that stands out to you as disturbing or hilarious?
I, to be honest with you, I don't watch uh I don't watch a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I play, and I spend a lot of time playing guitar. I don't watch a lot of stuff, but I'll be honest with you. I love that sci-fi um dominatrixes from outer space look. I mean, I could watch that stuff all day.
Let me see who they ship Fry with. Who do they ship Fry with?
What are you doing?
Like
Making an algorithm or something?
No, like on the show, whose character do they imagine in relationship with Fry?
Which character?
Yeah.
Oh, it's always Leela.
It's always Leela.
And it's so funny because their relationship, it's a nice relationship. But I remember when I wanted to fashion Fry as per what Matt Groening was looking for, he sounds like me when I was 25 years old. I was all whiny and nasally and complaining, and oh fuck, I broke a string. Now what am I gonna do? And I was needy, but I was a project for a girl. I remember that. She'd be like, why do you wear your hair like that? Why don't you, put your collar up? And it's like, I was a project, and I wanted Fry to be a project for Leela because she's so strong and she's so decisive, so you got to have the yin and the yang.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely lots of images of the two of your characters together online.
Bumping uglies in the back of the spaceship?
Have you ever met anyone at a con that was dressed as Fry and his girl was Leela
absolutely.
And shit like that? Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's fun.
I don't know. I love doing these shows. I love that people are so into it. And I remember the con down in San Diego.
What do you mean, Comic-Con?
Yeah, Comic-Con, the big one.
Sure. Yeah.
I remember when it was just, it was a scene for geeks and people that wanted to dress up and, the disenfranchised.
Right. It was comic book based at first.
And then it got so popular, all the superhumans from LA started showing up in Lamborghinis and, there's super chick with them, so, yeah, I like Batman. Hey, I like Batman. I just do.
I do like that now nerd is cool. It's cool.
It wasn't 65 years ago, honey.
No, but now it is. And I often feel like uncool when people at cons or I'm doing a panel and they're like, "What did you think of this or that?" And they're like so educated. They just
Yes,
know
they are.
everything about all of our shows and our characters. It's like the opposite of Greg, who knows nothing ever.
I'm learning, okay?
I don't know, Greg, that I mean, I know who you are, but I don't know you really.
Have you guys ever worked together? No?
I'm sure on something, but never intimately.
Oh.
No, probably hit and run, you know, like I'd be there and gone. And
yeah.
But our paths will cross. Don't worry about it.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Well, Ren and Stimpy is one of my favorite cartoons of all time, ever.
Do you want to ask?
You think it inspired you,
Greg?
Oh, for sure, it inspired me. I mean, at the time, it was just one of the only shows that was on TV like all the time on Nickelodeon, and I would watch it for hours and hours and hours and hours, and just the irreverent energy and the rebellious energy and just the relationship between those two characters made me so happy all the time. It was nice.
It rocked. I just remember. I remember saying, I'm never gonna play anything small, you know, if I can help it. I wanted to play everything over the top, big, because you do no service to the universe if you play it small. You know, you'll never inspire somebody else. You know, you let them go out there and you let them know who you are, and then these people will go, "Oh my God, I would love to do that. I want to be like that person," you know.
Yeah. Did you have that? Who was some of your inspirations growing up?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, of course, Mel Blanc, but June Foray, Bill Scott, Jack Mercer, guy that did the voice of Popeye. I thought he was
Popeye, didn't you, for a little while?
Yeah, you olive oil. I bring you flowers, olive oil.
Billy's so good. You really are, Billy. You're so fucking good. You're just so fucking good. You really are a legend. You really are.
Oh,
Billy, do you like? You should do like a weekly like live show.
Why? So I can go, hey guys.
Yeah. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys.
Yeah, hey guys.
No, because you're entertaining.
Philadelphia, and I'm going to see the Liberty Bell. And oh, by the way, I'll be in San Antonio next week. Hey guys.
You could do a one-man show of your life. You could do that, Billy. You could do a one-man show about your life.
By the way, the reason why I say is because you have a lot to offer energetically. You have a lot of great stories, a lot of lessons, and a lot of talent, and you're entertaining, and you make people feel good. So you could easily fill an hour just hanging out with people and letting people hang out with you.
I can't. You know what? When they said you got to do your panel now, and I said, well, who's on the panel? And they don't understand that a panel is like a series of people having a discussion.
It's you.
Yeah. I said, what do I have to do?
And I bet you fill the room.
Well, yeah, but they said we have to talk for an hour. And I said, I can't talk for an hour. I can talk for 3 hours.
Do it. The Billy West Show.
Yeah, you can definitely do your own.
Do it.
It's so easy to do it live.
Hey guys, I took my first beating in utero.
You should call your show Hey Guys.
Hey guys.
Billy, what
I could call it the Billy verse, but you know.
Oh, the Billy verse, that's good. I say the Tara verse a lot.
Do you really? I love you for that.
I love you for that.
Because you are a Tara verse.
Thanks, Billy. Do you have
Let me back in that verse.
Come on in. Do you have anything that you want to promote or talk about? Any shows coming up?
I think I'm gonna be in Arkansas in January. What day?
Beautiful.
Like the 13th. It's Arkansas Comic-Con.
I love that.
And
there's an amazing vegan place there called Mimi's Twisted Potato that I found in Arkansas. It is out of this world. You have to go. It's so cool.
I'll go to Arkansas. No, I don't.
We should all go. And we'll all go to Mimi's Twisted Potato. It's so cool. It's an old tow yard. There's the old tow trucks there. It's called the I still remember the name of it. It's called the something. The Boss Hooker. The Boss Hooker was a tow truck called the Boss Hooker, and it's an old Cadillac, 1969 Cadillac limousine that they turned into a tow truck.
Oh my God. That's funny.
And the daughter of the tow truck guy, of the Boss Hooker, inherited this like barn farm / brothel house and made it into a vegan restaurant.
Wow. I love that.
Ah! Hey, Tara.
Yeah, my love.
Do you want to see my guitars?
Sure I do. What a crazy question.
I figure I can walk around with this thing.
Okay. Yeah. A phone.
Hello, Castle.
An intimate look into Billy West's home. Where does he hide the dead bodies?
There's all kinds of
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
if you can see them, there's a Jaguar. And then there's a Les Paul.
Nice.
And there's some Fenders hanging up the telly. Oh, and I got a new Telecaster.
I love that heart.
You got any acoustics?
Saw that. You know what? If you ever come over my house, I'll give you that guitar.
You will?
Yep.
I'm on my way.
That's a guitar. That's a solid body.
It's gorgeous.
And
I bought it. You're still playing, right? You still play music and gig around?
Yeah, I mean, I just started playing again. My hands hurt me for a really long time, and I don't know. I just said, you know what? I can't live like this. I've got to play those things, and I started playing.
Good for you. If people want to see you performing, do you post about it on your Twitter? Where can people find you?
Maybe I'll start. Just jamming in that room and then put it up. Hey guys, this little jam that I did, and I hope you like it, and I'll be doing a lot more of these. But like and subscribe.
Billy, I love you so much. And everyone can find you on your.
I'm on Twitter.
You're on Twitter, and you're on Instagram too, right?
No.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
No, I'm not. So I'm on Facebook, but I never check Facebook. But you can get in touch with me on Facebook or Twitter. Just comment,
And you're at the Billy West.
At the Billy West.
Give the youngins some advice.
Give the youngins some advice. Mm-hmm. Oh God, whatever it is that you do, I know it's the Great Resignation and everything, but that doesn't mean the end of the world, and it doesn't mean the end of art. And if you feel you have something special to offer, other people, the right people, will be able to see it. Just don't stop doing it, and you got to love what you do and do what you love.
Yes.
Well said. Well said. I love you, Billy.
I love you too.
Thanks for coming on our show.
My pleasure. I'm so glad that we had the chance to do this.
Should we take a picture? Let's take a picture.
Yes.
Yes. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey,
I have one more question, Billy. Ship, marry, kill from your character on Ren and Stimpy. So basically, who would you ship, marry, and kill on Ren and Stimpy?
I'm not sure I know what you're saying.
Tara's my interpreter. Tara's my interpreter.
So on our show, we do a thing where we ask the actors to name a ship, who they'd marry and who they kill. So ship and relationship. So because you are on so many shows, maybe as Billy, who would you want to be in a relationship with on any of your shows? Who would you want to marry on any of your shows? And who would you want to kill?
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Tara.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, babe.
Can it be somebody that's not famous?
Of course.
If there's a young nurse out there that's looking for a rich boyfriend.
You heard that here on the Ship It Show. Young nurses looking for a rich boyfriend that does lots of voices and says, "Hey guys, as much as you want."
That's right, and you got to be glamorous and be able to put up with an old guy.
Right, and nurses like to wipe old guys' butts, so.
I don't know if I spend more on hair dye or disposable diapers.
Billy, we love you so much.
I love
you so.
I love you too.
Thanks for coming on our show.
You don't really want to leave, do you?
God, never. What do you mean?
No, I don't either. But I gotta get something to eat, or I'll
this was
fall
wonderful.
over.
This was wonderful. Thanks for coming on, Billy. I love you so much.
Hey guys, like, subscribe, share.
Remember to smash that like button. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys.
I love you, Billy.
I love you too. Mwah, big kiss.
Love you,
Big love. Big love, Greg.
Big love, brother.
All right.